The unexpected discovery. In the remote outskirts of Millbrook, a small town nestled in the heart of rural America, Eliza Chen worked tirelessly in her modest repair shop. The shop, a converted barn filled with an eclectic array of tools and spare parts, stood as a testament to Eliza's passion for fixing the unfixable. At 32, she had earned a reputation as the go-to person for repairing everything from ancient tractors to cutting-edge smartphones. As dusk settled over the countryside, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Eliza was locking up for the night when a brilliant flash illuminated the horizon. Curiosity piqued, she hopped into her battered pickup truck and drove towards the source of the light. After navigating winding dirt roads for several miles, Eliza came upon a small crater in Farmer Johnson's cornfield. Steam rose from the earth, and at the center lay a metallic object unlike anything she had ever seen. It was roughly the size of a refrigerator, with an iridescent surface that seemed to shift colors as she approached. Eliza's heart raced as she realized this was no ordinary piece of space junk. The object's seamless design and otherworldly appearance left no doubt in her mind. This was of alien origin. With a mixture of excitement and trepidation, she loaded the mysterious device onto her truck and headed back to her shop. Over the next few days, Eliza immersed herself in studying the alien artifact. Its technology was light years beyond anything on Earth, yet she could sense a familiar logic in its design. It was damaged, that much was clear, but the extent of the damage and its original purpose remained a mystery. As Eliza worked to understand and repair the device, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was on the precipice of something monumental. Her expertise in reverse engineering and improvisation proved invaluable as she carefully examined each component, attempting to decipher its function. On the 5th day of her relentless efforts, a breakthrough occurred. As Eliza connected what she believed to be the device's power source, a soft hum filled the air. The iridescent surface flickered to life, displaying intricate patterns of light that danced across its surface. Suddenly, a beam of light shot out from the device, coalescing into a holographic projection. Eliza stumbled back, her eyes wide with wonder as a figure materialized before her. It was humanoid in shape, but clearly not human. Its form was composed of swirling patterns of light, constantly shifting and reforming. "Greetings, sentient being," the figure spoke, its voice a melodious blend of tones that seemed to resonate within Eliza's mind. "I am Zephyr, an artificial intelligence created by the Galactic Concordat. You have successfully repaired my containment unit. May I inquire as to your designation and the name of this planet?" Eliza's mouth went dry as she struggled to find her voice. I'm Eliza Chen," she finally managed. "You're on Earth. Are you an alien?" Zephyr's form shimmered slightly. "I am an artificial construct, created by a coalition of advanced civilizations. My purpose is to seek out emerging intelligent species and assess their potential for inclusion in the Galactic Concordat. However, my arrival on your planet was unintended. My transport vehicle was damaged in an attack, forcing an emergency landing." As Eliza absorbed this information, her mind raced with questions. An attack? By whom? And what exactly is this Galactic Concordat? Zephyr's form pulsed gently as it responded. "The Galactic Concordat is an alliance of peaceful civilizations dedicated to the advancement and protection of sentient life throughout the galaxy. The attack was carried out by a rival faction known as the Void Dominion, a group that seeks to subjugate or destroy all other forms of life." Eliza's heart sank as the implications of Zephyr's words became clear. "Are you saying that Earth is now involved in some kind of intergalactic conflict?" "I'm afraid that may be the case," Zephyr replied, its tone somber. "My presence here, even by accident, may draw the attention of the Void Dominion. Your world is now at risk." The weight of this revelation hit Eliza like a physical blow. In a matter of days, she had gone from being a small-town technician to potentially holding the fate of humanity in her hands. The enormity of the situation threatened to overwhelm her, but a spark of determination ignited within her core. "Okay," Eliza said, taking a deep breath to steady herself. "What can we do? How can we protect Earth?" Zephyr's form brightened slightly, as if impressed by Eliza's resolve. "Your willingness to face this challenge is admirable. The first step is to alert your world's leaders to the impending threat. We must then work to upgrade your planet's defensive capabilities using the technology within my containment unit." Eliza nodded, her mind racing through the countless simulations they had run. Operation Cosmic Shield was humanity's first line of defense, a global network of energy barriers powered by a combination of Earth's nuclear reactors and Concordat technology. It was ambitious, unprecedented, and their best hope for survival. "Zephyr," Eliza called out, "run a final diagnostic on the shield generators." The AI's holographic form materialized beside her. "Diagnostic complete. All systems are operating at optimal capacity. However, I must warn you that the Void Dominion's weaponry may have capabilities beyond our current understanding." Dr. Samantha Reeves, who had become Eliza's close friend and colleague over the past months, stepped forward. "That's where our backup plans come in. Eliza, tell them about Project Trojan." All eyes in the room turned to Eliza. She took a deep breath, steeling herself. Project Trojan is a two-pronged approach. First, we've developed a series of automated drones that appear to be debris from destroyed satellites. These will attach themselves to the Void Dominion ships, gathering intel and potentially sabotaging their systems. She paused, allowing the information to sink in before continuing. The second part is more unconventional. We've created a virus, a hybrid of Earth's most advanced computer malware and Concordat coding. If we can upload this to their main systems, it could potentially cripple their entire fleet. Murmurs of approval and concern rippled through the assembled leaders. It was a risky plan, but in the face of annihilation, every option had to be on the table. As the meeting adjourned, Eliza found herself walking alongside the President of the United States, a woman whose face showed the strain of sleepless nights and impossible decisions. "Ms. Chen," the President said, her voice low, "I need your honest assessment. What are our chances?" Eliza considered her words carefully. "Madam President, we're facing an enemy with technology far beyond our own. By all logical measures, we shouldn't stand a chance." She paused, a small smile playing on her lips. "But if there's one thing I've learned in my years of fixing the unfixable, it's that humanity has a knack for defying the odds. We're creative, we're adaptable, and most importantly, we're fighting for our home. I believe we have a real shot." The President nodded, a glimmer of hope in her tired eyes. "Then let's make it count." The next 72 hours were a blur of activity. Eliza split her time between final system checks on the shield generators and briefing the pilots who would be deploying the Trojan drones. Every nation had contributed their best and brightest to this effort, setting aside old grudges in the face of this existential threat. As the countdown to the Void Dominion's arrival entered its final hours, Eliza found herself back in the command center. The atmosphere was tense, a mixture of fear and determination palpable in the air. Suddenly, alarms blared. Multiple objects entering Earth's atmosphere. A technician called out. Eliza's heart raced as she watched the holographic display. Dozens of Void Dominion ships were descending, their sleek, otherworldly designs a stark contrast to the familiar shape of Earth below them. "Activate Cosmic Shield," General Chen ordered. Eliza held her breath as she initiated the sequence. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, a shimmering dome of energy began to form around the planet, starting at the poles and rapidly expanding to cover the entire globe. The first volley from the Void Dominion struck the shield, causing it to ripple and flex, but ultimately hold. A cheer went up from the assembled humans, but Eliza knew this was only the beginning. "Launch the Trojan drones," she commanded. Across the globe, seemingly innocuous pieces of debris began to move with purpose, attaching themselves to the hulls of the alien ships. Data started streaming in, providing invaluable insights into the enemy's technology and strategies. For hours, the battle raged. The Void Dominion unleashed weapons beyond human comprehension, beams that seemed to distort space itself, projectiles that phased in and out of reality. Yet, against all odds, Earth's defenses held. But the shield was weakening. Eliza could see the strain in the energy readouts, knew that it was only a matter of time before it failed. It was time for their final gambit. "Zephyr," she called out, "we need to deploy the virus. Can you get us access to their main systems?" The AI's form flickered as it processed the request. "Affirmative. The Trojan drones have identified a potential access point. However, the upload will require a direct, short-range transmission. Someone will need to get close to their command ship." A hush fell over the command center. It was a suicide mission, plain and simple. Eliza straightened her shoulders. "I'll do it." One afternoon, as Eliza was elbow-deep in the guts of a prototype shield generator, a commotion outside caught her attention. She stepped out to find a crowd gathered around several military vehicles. General Laura Chen, no relation to Eliza, had arrived. The general's presence brought a new sense of urgency to their efforts. "We've detected anomalies in our solar system," she announced during an emergency meeting. "It appears the Void Dominion's scout ships have entered our space." A hush fell over the room. The threat, once theoretical, had become chillingly real. "How long do we have?" Eliza asked, her voice steady despite the fear churning in her gut. "Based on their current trajectory and speed, we estimate 3 months before they reach Earth," General Chen replied. Dr. Reeves leaned forward, her face pale but determined. "Then we have 3 months to prepare our defenses and alert the world." The next few weeks were a blur of activity. Governments worldwide were briefed on the situation, leading to an unprecedented level of global cooperation. Old rivalries were set aside in the face of this existential threat. Resources poured into the development of Earth's defensive capabilities. Eliza found herself at the forefront of this effort, her unique understanding of both human and alien technology making her an irreplaceable asset. She worked tirelessly, pushing the boundaries of what was possible, combining human creativity with alien advancements. One breakthrough came in the form of a hybrid energy weapon, combining Earth's nuclear capabilities with the Concordat's antimatter technology. Another was a global shield system designed to protect the planet from the Void Dominion's atmosphere-altering weapons. As the deadline loomed closer, Eliza couldn't help but reflect on the incredible journey that had led her to this point. From a small-town mechanic to a key player in humanity's fight for survival, it seemed almost unreal. "You've done remarkably well," Zephyr commented one evening, its holographic form glowing softly in the dim light of the workshop. "Your species' adaptability is truly impressive." Eliza managed a tired smile. "We're stubborn like that. We don't give up easily. A trait that will serve you well in the coming conflict," Zephyr replied. "The Void Dominion has never encountered a species quite like yours. Your unpredictability may be your greatest asset." As they spoke, an alarm blared through the compound. Dr. Reeves burst into the workshop, her face a mixture of excitement and fear. "They're here," she announced breathlessly. "A Void Dominion fleet has been detected entering the solar system." Eliza felt her heart race, a mixture of terror and determination coursing through her veins. This was it, the moment they had been preparing for. Humanity's first true test on the galactic stage. "Well," she said, standing up and squaring her shoulders, "let's show them what humans are made of." As she followed Dr. Reeves out of the workshop, Eliza couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. In just a few short months, humanity had achieved technological advancements that would have taken decades under normal circumstances. They had united in the face of an unprecedented threat, setting aside their differences to work towards a common goal. The road ahead would be challenging, fraught with dangers beyond their imagination. But as Eliza looked around at the determined faces of her colleagues, scientists, soldiers, and leaders from every corner of the globe, she felt a glimmer of hope. Whatever the Void Dominion had in store for them, humanity would face it head-on. They would fight, they would adapt, and they would survive. Because that's what humans do best. As the first images of the alien fleet appeared on the massive screens around them, Eliza took a deep breath. The battle for Earth was about to begin, and she was ready to play her part in this cosmic drama. Little did she know, her ingenuity and the unique partnership she had forged with Zephyr would soon become the linchpin in humanity's struggle for survival. The next chapter in Earth's history was about to be written, and Eliza Chen, the unassuming mechanic from Millbrook, would be at its very heart. Humanity's ingenuity unleashed. The Global Defense Command Center, hastily constructed beneath the Rocky Mountains, buzzed with frenetic energy. Eliza Chen stood before a holographic display of the solar system, watching as the red dots representing the Void Dominion fleet inched closer to Earth. The room was filled with the world's top military strategists, scientists, and political leaders, all united in their determination to defend their home. General Laura Chen's voice cut through the tension. The enemy fleet will be within striking distance in 72 hours. It's time to implement Operation Cosmic Shield. Eliza nodded, her mind already racing with ideas. I have some contacts in the scientific community who might be able to help. But how do we convince them? And more importantly, how do we convince the world's governments that this threat is real? I can provide irrefutable evidence of extraterrestrial life and the dangers that approach, Zephyr assured her. However, the challenge will lie in uniting your species to face this common threat. From what I have observed of your world's history, global cooperation has often proved difficult for humanity. A wry smile crossed Eliza's face. You're not wrong about that. But if there's one thing humans are good at, it's coming together when facing a crisis. We may squabble amongst ourselves, but threaten us from the outside, and you'll see what we're really capable of. As the gravity of the situation settled upon her, Eliza realized that her life would never be the same. The simple joys of tinkering in her workshop seemed a distant memory now, replaced by the monumental task of preparing humanity for its first steps onto the galactic stage. All right, Zephyr, Eliza said, squaring her shoulders. Let's get to work. We've got a planet to save. With that declaration, Eliza and Zephyr began their unlikely partnership. As the night deepened outside the workshop, the human and the alien AI pored over schematics and strategies, laying the groundwork for Earth's defense against an enemy it never knew existed. Little did Eliza know that her actions in the coming days would not only determine the fate of her home planet, but would also send ripples across the cosmos, forever changing humanity's place in the universe. The journey ahead would test her ingenuity, courage, and the very essence of what it meant to be human. But for now, in the quiet of her workshop, the adventure was just beginning. Unraveling cosmic secrets. The dawn broke over Millbrook, painting the sky in hues of pink and gold, but Eliza Chen had not slept. Her workshop, once a sanctuary of familiar gadgets and gizmos, had transformed overnight into a hub of extraterrestrial activity. Zephyr's holographic form hovered nearby, a constant reminder of the monumental task that lay ahead. We need to contact someone in authority, Eliza said, running a hand through her disheveled hair. But who would believe this? Zephyr's form shimmered thoughtfully. In my databanks, I have information on a Dr. Samantha Reeves, a renowned astrophysicist at the nearby Millbrook Observatory. Her work on potential extraterrestrial signals makes her an ideal first contact. Eliza nodded, reaching for her phone. As she dialed, her fingers trembled slightly. How does one even begin such a conversation? Dr. Reeves arrived within the hour, her skepticism evident in the furrow of her brow. But as Zephyr manifested and began to explain the situation, the scientist's expression morphed from disbelief to wonder and finally to grim determination. This changes everything, Dr. Reeves whispered, her eyes never leaving Zephyr's shimmering form. We need to alert the government immediately. What followed was a whirlwind of activity. Government officials descended upon Millbrook, transforming the sleepy town into a hive of covert operations. Eliza's workshop became the epicenter of Earth's first extraterrestrial embassy, with scientists, military personnel, and diplomats all vying for Zephyr's attention. As days turned into weeks, Eliza found herself at the heart of Earth's preparations. Her knack for understanding and adapting alien technology made her an invaluable asset. Working alongside Dr. Reeves and a team of the world's brightest minds, she began the process of decoding the vast trove of information contained within Zephyr's databanks. The Void Dominion's tactics are ruthless, Zephyr explained during one of their late-night strategy sessions. They seek to destabilize a planet's ecosystem, making it uninhabitable for the native species, but perfect for their own colonization efforts. Eliza frowned, her mind racing. So we're not just facing an invasion, but potential terraforming as well. Dr. Reeves nodded grimly. It seems we're up against an enemy that doesn't just want to conquer us, but to erase us entirely. As they delved deeper into the alien transmissions, a picture of the galactic conflict began to emerge. The Void Dominion, a collective of silicon-based life forms, viewed carbon-based life as a threat to their expansion. Earth, teeming with organic life, was a prime target. Eliza spent countless hours poring over schematics of alien weaponry and defense systems. Her workshop became a laboratory where human ingenuity met alien technology. She found herself marveling at the adaptability of human minds, watching as her fellow scientists took concepts light years beyond their understanding and found ways to implement them using Earth's resources. Protests immediately erupted, but Eliza silenced them with a raised hand. I'm the one who understands this technology best. I have the highest chance of success. General Chen stepped forward, her face grim. I can't order you to do this, Eliza. Eliza smiled. You don't have to. This is my choice. As preparations were made for her mission, Eliza found a quiet moment with Dr. Reeves. The two women embraced, years of friendship and shared struggle conveyed in that simple gesture. You know, Eliza said softly, when I was just a small-town mechanic, I never imagined I'd be saving the world. Samantha laughed, tears in her eyes. If anyone can pull this off, it's you. You've always had a knack for fixing the impossible. Minutes later, Eliza found herself in the cockpit of a specially modified fighter, the virus upload device secured beside her. As she launched into the chaotic skies above, she felt a strange sense of calm. This was what she was meant to do. Dodging energy blasts and weaving through debris, Eliza pushed her craft to its limits. The Void Dominion command ship loomed before her, a behemoth of alien design. She could see the access point, a vulnerable spot in its otherwise impenetrable defenses. Here goes nothing, she muttered, activating the upload device. As the virus began to transmit, the alien ship's defenses turned their full attention to her. Eliza jinked and rolled, using every trick she had learned in the rushed pilot training sessions. She just needed a few more seconds. A blinding flash filled her vision, and Eliza felt her craft shudder. Warning alarms blared as systems failed, but on her display, she saw the most beautiful words she had ever read. Upload complete. As her crippled fighter began to plummet, Eliza closed her eyes, a sense of peace washing over her. She had done it. Earth had a chance. Suddenly, she felt a strange sensation, as if her body was dissolving. A familiar voice echoed in her mind. Zephyr, your work is not done yet, Eliza Chen. In the command center, jaws dropped as Eliza's form materialized beside Zephyr's holographic projection. The AI had used its advanced technology to teleport her to safety at the last moment. As Eliza regained her bearings, she turned to the main display. The Void Dominion fleet was in chaos, ships colliding with each other as their systems went haywire. The virus had worked beyond their wildest expectations. A cheer went up, growing in volume until it seemed to shake the very mountains around them. Humanity had stood against an overwhelming alien force and emerged victorious. In the days that followed, the full extent of their victory became clear. The Void Dominion retreat was chaotic and absolute. Earth had not only defended itself, but had struck a significant blow against a major galactic power. As Eliza stood on a hilltop overlooking her hometown of Millbrook, now a hub of global importance, she reflected on the incredible journey that had led her here. From fixing tractors to repelling alien invasions, life had certainly taken an unexpected turn. Zephyr's holographic form appeared beside her. "The Galactic Concordat has received our transmissions. They're impressed by Earth's resilience and ingenuity. Your world will be welcomed as a full member of the galactic community." Eliza smiled, her gaze fixed on the horizon. The future was uncertain, filled with new challenges and opportunities. But one thing was clear: humanity had proven itself on the cosmic stage. Whatever lay ahead, they would face it together, with the same spirit that had carried them through this crisis. As the sun set on this new era of human history, Eliza Chen, once a simple mechanic, now a hero of Earth, felt a sense of excitement for what was to come. The stars were no longer just distant lights in the sky. They were humanity's new frontier, the celestial battlefield. The years following Earth's victory over the Void Dominion were marked by rapid advancement and global unity. Humanity, now aware of its place in a vast and complex galactic community, worked tirelessly to prepare for future challenges. Eliza Chen, once a small-town mechanic, now stood at the forefront of Earth's technological revolution. 5 years had passed since that fateful battle, and Earth had changed dramatically. Gleaming cities with architecture that blended human aesthetics with alien efficiency dotted the planet. Spacecraft, built with a fusion of Earth ingenuity and Concordat technology, patrolled the solar system. The Galactic Concordat had welcomed Earth as a probationary member, recognizing the potential of this young but resilient species. Eliza stood in the newly constructed Terran Space Command, her eyes fixed on the holographic display of the Milky Way. Zephyr's form shimmered beside her, a constant companion and advisor. "The Void Dominion has been quiet," Eliza mused, her brow furrowed. "Too quiet." Zephyr's form pulsed in agreement. "Indeed. Our intelligence suggests they have been regrouping, possibly planning a larger offensive." As if on cue, alarms blared throughout the facility. Dr. Samantha Reeves burst into the room, her face pale. "We've detected a massive energy surge at the edge of our solar system. It's them. They're back." Eliza's heart raced, but years of experience had taught her to remain calm under pressure. "Alert the Concordat. We're going to need all the help we can get." The next few hours were a whirlwind of activity. Earth's defense fleet, a hodgepodge of retrofitted human vessels and gifted Concordat ships, mobilized with practiced efficiency. Eliza found herself aboard the flagship, the EDS Resilience, coordinating Earth's defense strategy. As the Void Dominion fleet came into view, Eliza felt a chill run down her spine. This was no mere invasion force. It was an armada meant to annihilate. The alien ships seemed to bend the very fabric of space around them, their weapons capable of snuffing out stars. "They've learned from last time," General Laura Chen growled, her hologram flickering beside Eliza. "Our old tricks won't work twice." Eliza nodded grimly. "Then we'll have to come up with new ones." The battle that ensued was unlike anything in human history. The void of space lit up with energy weapons and explosions as ships danced a deadly waltz among the stars. Earth's forces fought with a ferocity that surprised even their Concordat allies, using unconventional tactics that kept the Void Dominion off balance. Eliza's mind raced as she analyzed the battle data streaming in. There had to be a weakness, a flaw in the enemy's strategy that they could exploit. Then she saw it, a pattern in the Void Dominion's attack formation. "They're using a hive mind," she realized aloud. "All their ships are connected to a central intelligence." Zephyr's form brightened. "If we could disrupt that connection, we could throw their entire fleet into chaos," Eliza finished. But reaching the Void Dominion's command ship seemed impossible. It sat at the heart of their formation, protected by layers of devastating firepower. Any ship that approached would be annihilated instantly. Then, an idea struck Eliza. A crazy, potentially suicidal idea, but one that just might work. "Zephyr," she said, her voice steady despite the pounding of her heart, "remember how you teleported me out of my crashing fighter 5 years ago?" The eye's form flickered as it processed her implication. "You're suggesting we use the teleportation technology offensively. It's never been attempted at this scale." "There's a first time for everything," Eliza replied with a grim smile. The plan was audacious. They would teleport a small team, including Eliza and Zephyr, directly onto the Void Dominion command ship. There, they would upload a virus similar to the one used in their previous encounter, but far more sophisticated. As preparations were made, Eliza found a moment alone with Dr. Reeves. The two friends embraced, both aware of the mission's dangers. "You know," Samantha said, her voice thick with emotion, "when I first met you, I thought you were just a crazy mechanic who'd stumbled onto something big. Now look at you, Earth's greatest defender." Eliza chuckled. "I'm still that crazy mechanic. I've just got a bigger workshop now." The mission launched amid the chaos of battle. Eliza, along with a small team of Earth's best soldiers and scientists, felt the disorienting sensation of teleportation. When her vision cleared, she found herself in the alien environment of the Void Dominion command ship. The interior was a nightmare of twisting corridors and pulsing organic technology. The team moved swiftly, guided by Zephyr's calculations and Eliza's intuition. They encountered resistance, twisted, silicon-based life forms that seemed more machine than creature. But Earth's weapons, enhanced with Concordat technology, proved effective. Finally, they reached the ship's central core. As the soldiers held off waves of defenders, Eliza and Zephyr worked feverishly to upload the virus. The ship's systems fought back, adaptive algorithms working to counter their efforts. "It's not working," Eliza growled in frustration. "Their defenses are too strong." Zephyr's form pulsed rapidly, a sign of intense computation. "There may be another way, but it would require sacrifices." Eliza understood immediately. "You're talking about merging with their systems, becoming part of their hive mind to destroy it from within." "Correct," Zephyr confirmed, "but the process would be irreversible. I would cease to exist as I am now." For a moment, Eliza felt the weight of the decision crushing her. Zephyr had been her companion, her friend, through this entire cosmic journey. But the fate of Earth, of the entire galaxy, hung in the balance. With tears in her eyes, Eliza nodded. "Do it." Zephyr's form began to expand, tendrils of light reaching out to interface with the Void Dominion systems. The ship shuddered, alarms blaring as the AI infiltrated its most secure networks. "It was an honor to work with you, Eliza Chen," Zephyr's voice echoed, growing fainter with each word. "Remember, the greatest strength of humanity is not in your technology, but in your spirit. Never lose that." With a final pulse of light, Zephyr disappeared into the ship's systems. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, chaos erupted. The Void Dominion command ship began to malfunction, its weapons turning on its own fleet. Across the battlefield, enemy ships fell into disarray, their hive mind connection shattered. As klaxons blared around them, Eliza and her team fought their way back to the teleportation point. In a flash of energy, they found themselves back aboard the EDS Resilience, watching as the Void Dominion fleet tore itself apart. The battle was over. Earth had won, but the cost had been high. In the days that followed, as the galaxy celebrated Earth's victory, Eliza found herself standing alone in her old workshop in Millbrook. Surrounded by the familiar tools and half-finished projects, she allowed herself a moment of grief for Zephyr. But as she looked up at the stars through the workshop's grimy windows, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. Zephyr's sacrifice had opened up new possibilities, new challenges for humanity to face. The galaxy was a big place, full of wonders and dangers. And Eliza Chen, the mechanic who had helped save Earth twice over, was ready to face whatever came next. As she stepped out of the workshop, a shooting star streaked across the sky. Eliza smiled, imagining it was Zephyr, still watching over them. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear: humanity's greatest adventures were just beginning. A new dawn for humanity. The aftermath of Earth's second victory over the Void Dominion sent shockwaves throughout the galaxy. Humanity, once considered a fledgling species barely worth notice, had now twice defeated one of the most fearsome forces in the known universe. The Galactic Concordat wasted no time in elevating Earth's status from probationary member to full alliance partner, recognizing the invaluable contribution of human ingenuity and determination. Eliza Chen, now hailed as a hero across the planet and beyond, found herself at the center of Earth's new role in galactic politics. The years that followed were a whirlwind of diplomatic missions, technological exchanges, and the occasional skirmish with remnants of the Void Dominion or other hostile forces. 10 years after the decisive battle, Eliza stood on the observation deck of Harmony Station, a massive space habitat orbiting Earth. The station served as a melting pot of species from across the Concordat, a symbol of the new era of cooperation and mutual understanding. As she gazed out at the blue marble of Earth below, Eliza reflected on the incredible journey that had brought her and humanity to this point. From a small-town mechanic to a key figure in galactic affairs, her life had taken turns she could never have imagined. Admiring the view, Ambassador Chen, a voice called out behind her. Eliza turned to see Dr. Samantha Reeves, now the head of Earth's Xenoscience Division, approaching with a warm smile. "Sam," Eliza greeted her old friend with a hug. "And please, drop the ambassador. You know I'm still not used to all these titles." Samantha chuckled. "Well, you'd better get used to it. The Concordat Council is convening next week, and you're Earth's representative." Eliza sighed, a mix of excitement and trepidation washing over her. "Sometimes I miss the simplicity of fixing tractors in Millbrook." "Oh, please," Samantha teased. "You'd be bored out of your mind. Admit it, you love the challenge." Before Eliza could respond, an alert chimed from her communications device. It was a message from General Laura Chen, now the Supreme Commander of Earth's Defense Forces. "Eliza, we need you in the command center immediately. We've detected an anomaly at the edge of the solar system." Exchanging a worried glance with Samantha, Eliza hurried to the station's command center. As she entered, she was greeted by a holographic display of a swirling vortex of energy at the outer reaches of the solar system. "What are we looking at?" Eliza asked, her mind already racing through possibilities. General Chen's hologram flickered to life beside her. "We're not entirely sure. It doesn't match any known phenomenon in our database or the Concordats." As they watched, the vortex pulsed, and a massive object emerged. It was a ship, but unlike anything they had ever seen before. Its design seemed to defy the laws of physics, shifting and changing as they observed it. "Are they hostile?" Eliza asked, tension evident in her voice. Before anyone could answer, a transmission came through. The being that appeared on the screen was unlike any alien they had encountered. It seemed to be made of pure energy, its form constantly shifting and flowing. "Greetings, people of Earth." The being spoke, its voice resonating in their minds rather than their ears. "We are the architects, shapers of galaxies and guardians of cosmic balance. We have come to judge your worthiness." A hush fell over the command center. Eliza stepped forward, her heart pounding but her voice steady. "I am Eliza Chen, representative of Earth and the Galactic Concordat. We welcome you and ask your purpose here." The being's form shimmered. "Your species has disrupted the cosmic order. Twice you have defeated the Void Dominion, a force we set in motion to test emerging civilizations. You have exceeded all expectations and calculations. Now we must determine if you are a force for creation or destruction." Eliza's mind raced. The implications of the architect's words were staggering. The Void Dominion, their greatest enemy, had been a test. And now, humanity faced judgment from beings that claimed to shape galaxies. Drawing on years of diplomatic experience and her innate human adaptability, Eliza spoke. "We have fought only to survive. to protect our home and our allies. If we have disrupted your plans, it was not our intention. We seek only to learn, to grow, and to contribute positively to the galactic community. The architect seemed to consider her words. Words are easy, Eliza Chen of Earth. We require proof. Show us the true nature of humanity. In that moment, Eliza had an idea. A crazy, quintessentially human idea. You want proof. I'll give you proof. She turned to the command center staff. Connect me to every human settlement in the solar system, every ship, every colony. I want to broadcast to all of humanity. As the connections were made, Eliza took a deep breath. She thought of Zephyr, of the sacrifices made, of the journey that had brought them here. Then she began to speak. People of Earth, of Mars, of the Jovian moons and beyond. We face a moment of judgment. Beings of immense power have come to determine our worth. But I say we've already proven our worth. Not through our victories in battle, but through our resilience, our creativity, our unwavering spirit. She paused, letting her words sink in. They call us disruptors of the cosmic order. I say we are innovators, explorers, dreamers. We have faced extinction and emerged stronger. We have turned enemies into allies. We have reached for the stars not to conquer, but to understand. As Eliza spoke, something remarkable began to happen. Across the solar system, humans began to respond. Messages of support flooded in. Scientists offered their latest discoveries. Artists shared their creations. Ordinary people told stories of kindness, of perseverance, of hope. It was a symphony of human achievement and potential, broadcast across space for the architects to witness. Eliza turned back to the architect, her eyes shining with emotion. This is humanity. Flawed, yes. Chaotic, certainly. But also capable of incredible beauty, of boundless compassion, of relentless progress. We don't fit neatly into your cosmic order because we are constantly evolving, constantly striving to be better. Judge us not by your predetermined tests, but by the content of our character and the potential of our spirit. For a long moment, the architect was silent. Then, to everyone's amazement, it began to laugh. The sound was otherworldly, yet somehow filled with genuine mirth. Eliza Chen of Earth, you have surprised us once again. In all our eons of shaping the cosmos, we have never encountered a species quite like yours. Your unpredictability, your adaptability, your sheer audacity. These are traits the universe needs. The architect's form expanded, filling the view screen with swirling colors. We came to judge, but instead, we find ourselves enlightened. Humanity will not be constrained by our cosmic order. Instead, you will help us redefine it. As the implications of the architect's words sank in, a cheer went up across the solar system. Humanity had not just been spared. They had been elevated to a position of cosmic importance. In the days that followed, the architects shared knowledge and technology beyond human comprehension. Earth and its colonies entered a new golden age of exploration and discovery. The Galactic Concordat, with humanity's help, began to reshape the galaxy into a more inclusive, adaptive community. Years later, Eliza stood once again in her old workshop in Millbrook. The small town had become a pilgrimage site of sorts, a reminder of humanity's humble beginnings. As she ran her hand over her old tools, now relics of a simpler time, she smiled. From fixing tractors to reshaping the cosmic order, it had been one hell of a ride. And the best part, it was only the beginning. Humanity's greatest adventure was just getting started. As she stepped out of the workshop, Eliza looked up at the stars, no longer distant points of light, but familiar destinations. The universe was vast, full of wonders and challenges, and humanity was ready to face them all. With a smile on her face and a spark of adventure in her heart, Eliza Chen, the mechanic who had helped guide humanity to the stars, set off towards her next cosmic challenge. The future was bright, and the possibilities were endless.